And I wondered where he was going to bury Cousin Belle when she died. But when she died, the children went on married her by Cousin Jeff Thomas at the Sawdust graveyard. Buried at the Sawdust graveyard. And Lama's buried, I reckon, at it. Yeah, buried at Lama, and the little boy that died, and Edwin there, and Irvin's died. He's buried there. And Cousin Belle and Cousin Jeff's buried there. But Irvin's wife wasn't buried there. She was buried at church cemeteries. She's not buried.
You were getting information about the Kolbs, the Curtis Kolb and the Claude Kolb that you talked about. Claude married my older sister, Vera, Leona West, and which was my oldest sister. And she was deceased several years before he was. And he lived, the Claude Kolb lived into his 90th year, 93 or 4, somewhere in that area, between 90 and 95. I don't remember the rest of the year. I don't know whether there's any other information that you would like to have in regard to the Kolbs or not, other than that. Kolb's father,
Inslee Kolb was their father. And Inslee was from the Newton side, and he was the father of Curtis and Claude.
That's right.
Okay.
This is my daughter, Martha Lynn Mize at this time, and her husband, Herbert L. Mize, and their 2 sons, Mickey L. Mize and Gary L. Mize.
Is this a recent picture?
No, it isn't. She has lost. He's deceased. I won't have to go into all that. But okay. She's married again.
All right.
But this is the one that shows our grandsons.
What ages are they now?
Oh, they're in there. One's married and has a little daughter. The other one isn't. He's in Atlanta. And then about 39 and 40s. I think Mickey will be 40, his brother.
Well, this front row, that's my uncle that's 4 years older than me, Grandma Sally's son, youngest baby son. That's my little sister, she's dead. That's me, and that's my brother, oldest, he's the oldest. He made a Presbyterian preacher, and he's dead. And that's a cousin, Ida Alexander's boy. All of them on that road dead but me. Everything on this road's dead. Now that's Uncle Jim, and that's Aunt Della, that's Papa, that's Mama, that's Aunt Norma, that's Aunt Winnie, and that's Uncle Frank, that's Grandma Sally's brother, that's Aunt Neely, that's her sister, and that's my grandmother, Grandma Sally, and that's Aunt Lovis that married, there's Grandma Sally's sister. I believe that gets about all of them.
And on the right is Uncle Jim.
Yeah, Uncle Jim Kolb, but you have so many pictures of him. And that's his wife, Aunt Della. And she was a Stewart. So there's Stewarts and Kolbs marrying, you see. We had the Kolbs and the Stewarts and the Rosses and the Stewarts. But you see, in this particular case that you and I are concerned in, we're both the Kolb part of me. You're not interested in the Stewarts and the Rosses and all those. You're just in the Crosbys. You're just interested in the Kolbs and the connection with the Stewarts.
Show me your father one more time.
No, this man.
Your father.
My father is not related in this business. It's the other side. The Stewarts that was Kolbs. There's Grandma Sally. She married a Stewart. And she was a Kolb. And she was the first cousin to your grandmother. My grandmother was the first cousin to your grandmother. And she was a Kolb. And then there's her sister, Neely Kolb. Now, you're trying to get the same thing of your grandmother of the Kolbs. And this is a Newton Kolbs, and yours is a Milton Kolbs. This is Grandma Sally down at the bottom. That's the oldest generation. And then over far other corner there is my mother, Luna,
This is
Grandma Sally's daughter. And that's 2 generations. And now I'm standing up there. I'm the 3rd generation. And that's my daughter, Martha Lynn, married Herbert Myers. And then that's her baby, first baby, Mickey. So there's 5 generations of them. And you see, I was wearing a hearing aid then. I had my hearing aid in my pocket then. I'll tell you the history of it after a while.
Well, now you said you would be, you're 93?
I'm 92.
So she went right on to school there.
19th of December.
I went to school down here. We went to school because we didn't want to go to Hamilton. And even my dad
I mean, 93.
had this big fine home over here, a big nice 2-story home. And after closed the school, they closed the school in 1916.
She was born in the
And
early part of the year.
fall of 1916, we had to go to Hamilton School, and he had to arrange some way to get us there.
19 months older.
And 4 children, but the youngest one was too young to go up there, to 3 children. And he said something about going up there and buying a woman's farm up there right next to the schoolhouse, so we'd be there to go to school.
And so you said my mother was rather fat, but she walked to school anyway, huh?
Your mother was...
Fat, rather fat.
Yeah, Florence was pretty fat. I don't know why that, of course I don't know, because Jeff Thomas might not care much about the education. Now, I don't know. I don't know how I could...
Florence was in Burma's class for a while, I know, but I don't remember. See, Burma graduated up here from the 11th grade before they had the 12th grade at Hamilton. And she went to Columbus for her 12th grade year and graduated 12th grade in Columbus. So now, I think, according to age, she and Florence were in the same class. Beatrice, I know, was in Beer's class.
Well, I'm not sure, but what Beatrice and Florence was in the same class. I'm not sure, because she had 2 brothers, Greeley and Kirby, were in the same class. Up there above Miss Aunt Ross, she had a little boy, and she wanted to start school that year. And she said she was furnished a horse, and Papa furnished a buggy, and we could go in that. But we were all little children, and that didn't work out too well. My older brother, that made a preacher, never did care nothing about the farm. He didn't care nothing about working on it. Well, he's real lazy. There were 2 things he wanted to do. He wanted to read mechanics and the Bible. He made a Presbyterian preacher. And he got a doctorate degree in divinity. But I was just thinking down there this morning when I was shoveling that ditch over yonder. Now my brother never would shovel. He didn't do nothing unless somebody made him do. And I didn't know till after my daddy died. And I believe my brother was dead. And I said, Willie, he worked out for wages several years, $10 a month and board. And I said, Willie, I can't understand why it was that my daddy, I was 2 years younger than my older brother, why he called on me for everything and never asked Franklin to do a thing. And he said, well, Papa told him once that he called on Druzy, that